I'm feeling stuck in my relationship with the man I married 38 years ago. Besides having no relationship other than roommates and I overfunction in a relationship on many levels, I often run on an empty love tank. I'm also recently moved across the country away from my family and friends. My question is, what can I do to keep my emotional, physical, and mental health, and also physical health? Well, that's so sad. To feel alone in a marriage is probably one of the most alone places somebody can be, even more alone than if they were by themselves, because the longing is there and the need's there and it goes unfulfilled. You're in a perpetual state of loss, and that's depressing. First thing I would say is, even if you had a great marriage, you have moved and you're away from your family and friends. That's not a good place to be, even in a good circumstance in life. So I would make the first thing, not resolving the relationship, but finding the proper help and support that you need. And it might be professional, a good therapist, a good marriage counselor, even that you go see by yourself, a good support group, and begin to make some friends and join a community. I really want you grounded. And until then, stay in touch with your old friends, but don't use them to avoid setting up a new community. We need to be grounded. Have you explained to him from a vulnerable place how lonely you are? Does that matter to him? Most times people say, well, yeah, I don't want you feeling that way. But when you come at it from a vulnerable place, just talking about how you feel, sometimes that'll at least start a conversation. I would look at, you said you're over functioning, which may mean that you're carrying a lot of the load and he gets a lot of pseudo intimacy and time with you and a lot of other goodies that he's not actually participating and investing and working to get. And for the first time, when you begin to build a life that is richer and fuller, that can pull a disengaged person, first of all, into realizing how alone they are, because it can be masked by the over-functioning party. When they pull out and stop over-functioning for the other person, then they hit their loneliness and they start to make movement. And thirdly, you can just put down the boundary and say, look, we're going to marriage counseling. And if you don't go, I'm going, and I'm going to go to talk about our marriage because I got to figure out, what to do here. And sometimes that wakes somebody up as well. So sorry you're in that. I hope that is helpful.